A brand new drone from a budget brand just launched, and it's directly targeting DJI's most capable Mini ever made. The Potensic ATOM 3 dropped in June 2026 with a 1 by 1.3-inch sensor, 16-kilometer transmission, 40-minute flight time, and a built-in screen controller, all for roughly half the price of the DJI Mini 5 Pro. So the question's simple. Is DJI's extra cost actually worth it? Or has Potensic finally built the drone that breaks the DJI stranglehold on this category? Let's find out. Both drones sit under 249 grams, which keeps you in the lightest regulatory class in most countries. No special certification, no extra registration in most regions. That's a meaningful practical advantage they share. The ATOM 3 folds down to 148 by 91 by 62 millimeters. The Mini 5 Pro is slightly slimmer at 157 by 95 by 68 millimeters. Both are genuinely pocketable, and both are built from the same blend of plastics and composite materials you'd expect at this weight class. The bigger physical difference comes with the controller. The ATOM 3 ships with the Potensic PTD1, a remote with a 5.5-inch screen built right in. No phone needed. The DJI Mini 5 Pro's standard kit includes DJI's RCN3, which requires you to mount your smartphone to fly. If you want DJI's built-in screen controller, the RC2, that pushes the price up even further. Edge, ATOM 3. A built-in screen controller at the base price is a real win for convenience and value. This is where things get interesting, and where the price gap starts to make more sense. The ATOM 3 carries a 1 by 1.3-inch CMOS sensor with a 50-megapixel count, an f-stop 2.8 aperture, and a fixed 24mm equivalent focal length. It shoots 4K at 60 FPS with HDR, supports P-Log for color grading, and maxes out at 120 megabits per second bitrate. It also has a 48mm mid-telezoom mode and 7 times slow motion at 1080p. The Mini 5 Pro carries a 1-inch CMOS sensor that's physically larger, also at 50 megapixels, but with a significantly brighter f-stop 1.8 aperture, same 24mm equivalent focal length, same 4K at 60 FPS HDR, and a 14-stop dynamic range. The gimbal is where DJI pulls ahead dramatically. 225 degrees of roll rotation, meaning you get true cinematic Dutch angles, creative tilts, and native vertical shooting, all in camera. The f-stop 1.8 aperture on the Mini 5 Pro versus f-stop 2.8 on the ATOM 3 is not a small gap. That's roughly 2 stops of additional light gathering ability. In golden hour, in blue hour, in any scenario where you're pushing into low light, the Mini 5 Pro's sensor and lens combination will simply produce cleaner, more detailed footage. Add the 1-inch physical sensor size on top of that, and the DJI has a meaningful imaging advantage. The ATOM 3's AI night mode helps close that gap somewhat, but software processing and a larger, brighter lens are not the same thing. Edge, DJI Mini 5 Pro. Larger sensor, brighter aperture, superior gimbal flexibility. This one is not close. The ATOM 3 has no obstacle avoidance whatsoever, none. If you fly it into a tree, that's on you. At its price point, that's an acceptable trade-off for experienced flyers, but for beginners, it's a real risk factor. The Mini 5 Pro ships with omnidirectional obstacle sensing, including a forward-facing LiDAR sensor that works in low light and even nighttime conditions. It detects obstacles from as far as 25 meters forward and can bring the drone to a complete stop before impact. DJI also added nighttime return to home, which uses the sensor array to identify tall buildings and navigate around them in the dark. If you're flying near buildings, over crowds, through wooded areas, or anywhere with obstacles, the Mini 5 Pro is in a completely different safety class. Edge, DJI Mini 5 Pro. It's not even a comparison. Both drones use tri-band systems, but they're different technologies. The ATOM 3 uses Potensic's PicSync 5.0, rated up to 16 kilometers with a 1080p 60 FPS live feed. The Mini 5 Pro uses DJI's O4 Plus, rated up to 20 kilometers, the latest and most mature video transmission protocol in the consumer drone space. In real-world legal flying, you'll never approach either of those limits. Regulations in most countries require visual line of sight, which caps you well under 1 kilometer in practice. What range figures actually tell you is how much headroom the signal has for stability and interference resistance in dense urban environments. DJI's O4 Plus has a longer track record in demanding RF environments, and the 20-kilometer rating gives it more buffer. But the Atom 3's 16 kilometers with PicSync 5.0 is a legitimate upgrade from the previous generation, and it performs reliably in normal flying conditions. Edge DJI Mini 5 Pro narrowly. O4 Plus is the more proven system. This one has a real advantage. With its standard battery, it's rated for up to 40 minutes, and with the extended range battery option, that climbs to 50 minutes. 3 batteries can charge simultaneously via a parallel hub and about 90 minutes for standard cells. The Mini 5 Pro rates at 36 minutes with the standard Intelligent Flight battery and up to 52 minutes with the Plus battery, but the Plus battery is unavailable in Europe and pushes the drone above the 249-gram threshold in some jurisdictions. DJI's own typical flight time figures are around 21 minutes with standard battery under real recording conditions, which is considerably more honest than the headline numbers. The Atom 3's 40-minute standard rating is also measured in ideal lab conditions, so real-world figures will be lower, but the gap in standard battery performance is genuine. Edge, Atom 3. More flight time on the base battery, and the extended option is widely available. This is where budget brands usually fall down, but Potensic has shown some real improvement. The Atom 3 brings AI Tracking 2.0, which now includes low-altitude tracking, a notable upgrade from the previous generation. It also has quick-shot-style flight modes, waypoint navigation, and 2.7K vertical shooting for social media. No internal storage, you're dependent on a micro SD card. The Mini 5 Pro has 36 degrees active track with sports scene recognition that automatically selects cycling or standard tracking mode based on the subject's behavior. It also includes 42 gigabytes of internal storage as a backup when you run out of SD card space, and supports off-state USB-C file transfer, meaning you can pull footage off the drone without even powering it on. That last feature alone is a serious time saver for working creators. Edge DJI Mini 5 Pro, smarter trapping, internal storage, and a faster workflow. The Atom 3 standard kit launches at approximately 349 pounds in Europe. The DJI Mini 5 Pro standard kit starts at 689 pounds. That's essentially double the price. For that premium, you get a larger sensor, a brighter aperture, omnidirectional obstacle avoidance with night LiDAR, a more proven transmission system, smarter tracking, internal storage, and a more flexible gimbal. If you're a professional or serious content creator, every one of those features justifies part of the gap premium. But if you're a beginner, a travel shooter, or someone who just wants clean 4K footage without spending 700 pounds, the Atom 3 is genuinely impressive. The PTD1 controller alone saves you from having to manage a phone mount, connection drops, and heat throttling mid-flight. The image quality is competitive in good light. The flight time beats DJI on the standard battery, and PicSync 5.0 is stable enough for everything you'll legally do with it. Edge, DJI Mini 5 Pro, value per feature. Atom 3, value per pound. If you're flying for fun, for travel content, or you're just getting into drones, buy the Atom 3. It undercuts DJI significantly, comes ready to fly out of the box with a proper screen remote, and produces genuinely solid footage. The lack of obstacle avoidance is the one real concern, so fly with care. If you're a working content creator, shooting in mixed lighting, flying near structures, or you need footage that holds up in a professional edit, the Mini 5 Pro is worth every bit of that price premium. The f-stop 1.8 aperture, 1-inch sensor, LiDAR obstacle avoidance, and 225-degree gimbal are not gimmicks. They are real tools that produce better results in real conditions. If you found this useful, subscribe. More drone comparisons are coming. And drop a comment. Which one would you fly?